Well, this next commandment, the real art of a Trump deal, start with a punch in the face. I can think of Chainsaw Al, who was famous for a time. But to Josh's question, who else comes to mind who, in commandment number 2, the real art of the deal, comes to mind?
Well, you can find that Elon Musk will take some pretty provocative positions, which he thinks soften people up, and looking at stepping outside of Tesla, where that prior principle you'd see about the centrality. He obviously has great experts doing a lot of things on other fronts, and yet an awful lot flows through him, except perhaps SpaceX, which has seemingly more autonomy.
But he seems to attract great talent, Elon Musk.
He does, but you don't know who they are.
Yes.
So
you don't know number 2's name.
Yeah, they're not being showcased, so they're not being poached by executive search recruiters, and they don't undermine his authority. They're not going off at trade shows, at conferences. It's that he's the voice, he's the ambassador to the world at large, and he is the decision maker. He also can be pretty abusive and confrontational. Sometimes it backfires. X isn't what it was. They lost the viewership. They certainly lost the advertising in what was Twitter. You take a look at the Doge experience. There certainly was waste in government, but the things he went after, with a lot of violation of privacy of IRS records to merge them with voting records and things, are really coming back to hurt trust in what the non-public partisan use of the Doge effort was. And many times when business leaders have come in from outside of government, Peter Grace, I'd known fairly well, had come in under Ronald Reagan with the Grace Commission. And down the block here, you have a building that was the old W&R Grace headquarters. He couldn't really clean out the bloat in his own business, which was a mix of shipping, chemicals, candy making, restaurants. It was ridiculous and fell apart on him, but he had no effect on bringing any efficiency in, as much as Ronald Reagan hoped the Grace Commission would. And the Doge effort, through all of this recklessness and assault on things, we've destroyed a lot of things which were good, whether or not it was nuclear regulatory safety, air traffic control safety, a lot of areas where we try to pull people back that got laid off that no longer want to come back. And part of it is you lose expertise with the punch in the face, but by destroying trust, we're seeing that right now, while sometimes it works, the Europeans have lost confidence in us, and we don't know if it can be restored. As you just saw in Davos, or you just see in today's headlines, just today, literally, the EU is forging effective ties with India and China that leave us on the sidelines. And we can scream and yell, we can complain about it, but those are much larger markets. The EU is a market about the size of the United States, and Canada and the EU together are a third of the world or more. Right there is we're locking ourselves out by destroying trust if they decide that we're an unreliable partner. So being unpredictable maybe has some advantages. Being unreliable, it doesn't have advantages. And so the cost of trust with the punch in the face is coming back to hurt us. And that's another one of these examples where the fox is outfoxing himself.